That's what I'm talking about.
Wait. Companies with Vioxx, the Brawl, so every week, brother. Every week. Well, if we were professional podcasters, we'd probably have a couple 100,000 subscribers, if not 1 million, but we don't. So, you know what? It is what it is. Oh, funny shit right there. Just like I said last week, man, there's a bunch of people who wish their truck ran as good as that sounded. Well, we are on time this week. The food truck didn't break down. Woo! Thanks to the gnarly gnome and our technical producer over there. We got with us Food Truck Britt in the house, and we also got a special guest with us, Mr. Matt Williams from Rock and Roll's Food Truck. Has brought us a ton of food. If you can look down on the table there, brought us some gigantic wraps. Now, I don't know if you guys can see the size of this damn thing, but here, I'm just going to give you a view of it. Look how big that is. I'm pointing that out to the laptop camera. Here, look. Look at the size of that wrap. So, obviously, this is all fresh deli meats. What do you got on here? You got some of your house-made pimento cheese. We got some ham, tomato, fresh greens. Obviously, there was a big old chunk of bacon on here that I got, and I just stole it. But now I'm going to eat the whole wrap. So, is this stuff you guys make on a regular basis on a Rock and Roll Food Truck?
That one's one of the ones we rotate through. That's our pimento club wrap. And then the other wrap we brought today is our turkey bacon wrap with a little bit of cranberry mayo on it.
And it was amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Cranberry mayo, not aioli, cranberry mayo, just straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So tell us a little bit about the Rock and Roll truck. What other stuff you guys got on the menu?
We do a lot of egg rolls. That's our biggest thing right there is our funky egg rolls. So our pimento cheeseburgers, our top selling egg roll. And then take whatever else we can put in a sandwich. We'll wrap it in an egg roll, throw it in the fryer, get it nice and crispy there.
Nice.
Some of the other ones we've done like a Cuban egg roll with the ham, pork, salami, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard. Another top seller is our cheese coney egg roll, where it's pretty much a cheese coney, but in an egg roll wrapper.
Nice.
So if you guys have ever seen the Rock and Roll Food Truck, it is kind of designed like a giant amplifier driving down the road, which is a pretty cool wrap on it. Unique concept, so you definitely know it's them when you see it. How did you guys come up with the whole, Rock and Roll's theme in that?
Whenever I'm cooking, I always love listening to music. Always have classic rock and roll music. So it just seemed fitting and worked together. A little play on the words that we were doing.
Yeah. So I posted that song that was from the NFL commercials on our Facebook page the other day because I really like that song.
Nice.
But you're only listening to like 20 seconds of it on the football commercial. And I'm like, who the hell does that song? So I did some research and pulled it up and I found who it was. And I was like, that's a cool tune to add to your playlist on your food truck. So I put it up there. I'm like, cool. Here you go. In case you're just wondering, here it is. This is where you find it. So Matt, you guys have been in the truck now for what, about a year? I guess you guys are getting ready to celebrate an anniversary with Dogberry too. Dogberry's celebrating their 6-year anniversary coming up, right?
Yeah, their 6 year. They're doing on the 29th, that Friday or next Friday. So yeah, we're going to be there for that. And then the next day we'll be at Swine City for their 3-year anniversary too.
Gnarly Gnome, I'm assuming you're going down to Dogberry. We'll see. In case you guys don't know about the Gnome, he also has the Cincy Brewcast and Drinking with a Gnome podcast. That's why he's our technical advisor, because he's had how many shows before you finally got one where you didn't have an issue? 67 or something like that. So he was just bragging as we were getting set up for tonight's show. He's like, I just had my first podcast the other day without one technical issue. I'm like, yeah.
it took him 67.
How many? 67. We're on our third.
We got a ways to go.
Especially if he's not going to be here next week. We're really screwed.
We'll be fine. I'll hit all the buttons.
No, you guys are going to see me up front, close, right off my laptop's what you're going to do. And I'm just going to swivel that bitch around.
I'll stand behind you.
Yeah, we'll get everybody behind us, and then I'll use one mic. That's cool. Social distancing at its best on a podcast. We got a bunch of stuff to talk with you guys tonight about, namely apps. Apps that pretty much I think most of the food trucks are kind of figuring out which one's going to work best for their truck. And so we're going to actually do one of these a week. So because of the app, everything that it entails, how detailed they are, all the different benefits and features, price points as far as, what the fees are, everything like that. We're going to kind of bring on a different app developer each week and talk with them about their app, what the benefits are, what the features are. I don't want to eat with my mouth. I don't want to talk with my mouth full, but I really want to eat the rest of that. So we're going to kind of do that each week. We are going to have a gentleman on tonight who started and founded a app out of Las Vegas. It's called Where's the Food Truck, or WTF. I remember seeing the logo for the first time. It said WTF with a question mark, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what everybody does.
I know. I was like,
That's
what is that? So I clicked on it, and then I got to know, a little bit about their developer and their founder, and checked out the app, and it actually has a lot of cool features and benefits. Obviously we utilize Foodies a lot with our affiliation and association with Dustin from the Foodies app. It's been a really robust app, but a lot of food trucks use Street Food Finder. But there seems to be, like, every day I look at the Facebook ads popping up, it's constantly I'm getting these new apps that are popping up in my feed, and it's like somebody else is doing it again. And I think it all goes back to the whole percentage, what can I get off of your transaction type scenario, and that's what they're figuring. If they can go mass, they're going to collect X amount of dollars, and so maybe it's worth it. I don't know, but anyways, we're going to talk a little bit with the founder and CEO from Where's the Food Truck here shortly, as soon as he gives us a call in. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit more with Matt. Now, you got our husband-wife team, right?
Yeah, my wife helps out on the truck when she's not teaching. So her and my sister do a lot.
So the truck, I mean, obviously came online last year, but prior to that, you guys had gotten involved with the Great Food Truck Race Holiday Hustle, which aired in 2019. So how did that come about?
I think the August before, my sister said, hey, you should apply to be on that show. Sent this very vague random email to some random casting company, never expecting to hear anything ever again. And then come that December, they called and said, hey, you want to do the show?
Wow.
I said, I'm all in. Give me a team together and we'll go.
Now, had you been on a truck prior to going on the show, or no?
No, I don't think I had ever stepped inside of a food truck before being on the show.
I can imagine all of the people that are hearing this right now that are going,
they're like,
and how many people's spouses like, honey, you going to do that today? You going to put the message in?
And my wife actually didn't get to go on the show with me. I had my cousin and his wife with me. So I was the third wheel on my food truck.
So you have never stepped foot in a food truck before you got on the Great American Food Truck. Why?
But that's the whole. That's what they want. That's what they were after. They want people who wants to do a food truck but's never been on one.
Okay.
So that's the whole
entertainment. They don't want anybody that knows everything about food trucks.
So where was the first city you guys went to?
We were in Wolfsboro, New Hampshire, is where we opened up for the first time
in the wintertime.
Yep, and we shot it in February.
Yeah,
so it was fun. It was sub-zero temperatures on the truck.
So what did they have you do on the first episode? If you want to pull up the episode, you can watch it. It's on what is it? The Food Network, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's on Hulu. Is what has the
you can pull it up on Hulu, Food Network, whatever, and look for Great Food Truck Race Holiday Hustle. So the first episode, you guys had to go where and do what?
Willsboro and just open up and sell for 2 days. We were there selling whatever we wanted, whatever our concept we pitched to the show was. Our team name for the show was Magical Mystery Heroes. So we didn't really have a set menu like something we were doing. We wanted to keep it a little mystery to people so they didn't know what they were going to get until they got to the truck.
That's cool.
So how did you do on the first 2 days?
The first 2 days we did pretty well. I think we finished right in the middle, third or fourth place. I can't remember exactly where we finished, but we moved on to the next episode, so we were happy.
Yeah. All right. So then the next episode, what did you have to do?
Same thing. We were in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, opening up there in the city. That one was a little bit tougher because the city has 2 spots where you can park food trucks in the whole city. So They don't tell us where that is. We have to go find it.
Wow.
And then
2.
You have to go around. Some trucks went to other businesses, see if they could set up wherever they were. And so
That's crazy. Yeah, I was talking with a gentleman from Boston who actually is going to have a trailer unit fabricated by Street Food Ventures. And he said, dude, you have no idea how unbelievably difficult it is to operate a food truck in this city. And I kind of was, picking his brain about everything. And then finally realized that, you know what, here in Ohio and the food trucks in Cincinnati and Columbus, Dayton, and everywhere else, you guys got it made. I mean, you really do, because there isn't a whole lot that's put on you guys stipulation wise, other than the fact that, downtown Cincinnati, I think there's only 6 designated food truck spots that you can park your truck. And you can get private property scenarios and this, that, and the other. But I think from the city, there are only 6 to 8 of them down there that you pay a fee for each year. It's $600 for 6 months. And I think it's, $1,100 for the full year.
Money grab.
Yeah. But you you have a designated parking space, for food trucks in downtown Cincinnati. Now, the only problem is if you're not the first one to get there and somebody else gets there before you, that spot's gone. And usually the ones that are gone are the ones that are around Fountain Square. I mean, there's a really good one, which I am not going to divulge because I try and keep that one a little private and send some of our trucks from the association down there often. But if you don't get there early, then they're gone. The other problem is when you get there, there's usually a truck there parked and it says, truck on their license plate. And they feel like because they're a truck, they have the right to park in a food truck parking stall. Then you have to call the city, and then the city calls the local jurisdiction, and the local jurisdiction comes down and tries to either ticket it, tow it, or move it. And it's like, it clearly says on the sign, food truck parking only. I don't know what kind of white box cargo van that has a truck tag in.
Maybe they left their Big Mac wrapper in the window.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I think, from a standpoint of a city and just from a state, it's been very conducive for business in Ohio to open up a food truck. So
they allow a lot.
Yeah. And I think as long as you go through the proper procedures of getting, a lot of states will require that you are attached to an actual commissary. And you don't have to be attached to a commissary in the state of Ohio because your mobile unit, as long as it has the right refrigeration and freezer components on it, is considered your commissary. So you can prep and do everything you're on your truck, and you don't have to necessarily have a commissary. So that's one advantage I think our city and state has when it comes to food trucks. The other is a single health permit, which is pretty awesome. If you get permitted in Cuyahoga County, Cleveland, by that health department, that gets put into your truck as a health permit that you can use down here in Hamilton County, which is kind of cool. So it's a statewide. Now, if they would do that with the fire department sticker, we'd have it made, But I don't think that that's going to ever happen because, fire departments have tight budgets and they got to find a way to make up revenue. But, it is what it is. So you guys lasted until, the third episode?
No, the second one.
Second?
Yeah, we were the second team to go home.
Why?
So,
what got you kicked off?
We just didn't make as much money as the other trucks was the big thing. So we've kept our price where we were comfortable doing it. And we probably could have charged a little bit more, but we were comfortable charging with what we did and didn't want to overcharge and turn people away.
What did you have on the truck that you were serving?
let's see.
You remember?
Trying to think. That's the second city we were in. We did like carne asada tacos.
Oh, my favorite.
Well, those smell pretty good.
Yeah, or I think we did chicken tacos that day. We did carne the first episode. And it's been so I can't even remember what we all had on there. We rotated through different stuff. We did like a fluffernutter sandwich. We sold a lot of those.
What is a fluffernutter?
Peanut butter
and
marshmallow sandwich. And we grilled it on the flat top, made it nice and buttery and creamy, and those sold well. And I think we did a soup one day.
Yeah,
it was nice and cold, so people were.
So one of the reasons that we, obviously because I knew he was going to bring, great food for us. He's also got his own version of Ashley and Ryan. If you're listening tonight,
Sorry.
Homemade pimento cheese. So I'm going to give this a try and give you my honest assessment of what we think. Nice and creamy. Got the peppers in it. Very, very, very good. I can see where that would be. I mean, obviously, it lends itself a lot to the wraps that you guys are doing right here.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that Ashley's recipes got a bit more something in there. I don't know if she's putting like hot sauce or jalapenos or something in there, but it's got a little bit of kick to it, which I kind of enjoy. I don't know what she puts in it to give it that extra bite, but I like that spiciness to the flavor. But I will definitely say that this is really, really good. Now,
and on the truck, we serve that over tots or warm soft pretzels, so it gets a little bit more melty. And once it's come, we throw it on there as soon as it comes out of the fryer.
I definitely want to try the tots. So when I pull up the truck, that's what I'm going for. These pimento tots.
I think my wife's pissed right now. She's watching me eat.
She did tell me she hasn't sent a message to the group yet. So.
Yeah. By the way, if you do want to communicate with us tonight, you can. You can either type your comments into the Facebook. You can type them into YouTube, or if you want to call the studio after 8:00 tonight, talk about whatever.
Hey, we got a question real quick for you, Tony.
Okay.
Mr. Mike Martin, who runs the program now for the food truck spots in Cincinnati. You got the hookup on that?
Yeah, it's actually it used to be there was a division within City Hall that took those spots, but yeah, if you look on the Queen City Mobile Food Truck Association website, under the resources tab that's on there, you will find a link to the current department that handles that. And without looking at it myself, I can't remember who we posted up there, but I did get that information from the health department inspector himself. And he said, yeah, this is how you go about doing your reservation. So I think it's, if you reserve in March, if I'm not mistaken, it's for 6 months. And then if you reserve for the year, I believe it's January to January. And when you think about it, $600, I think it is for the 6 months. It's basically $100 a month to park in a parking spot downtown.
Not bad if
you have people that go to work downtown.
People that are actually there.
Yeah. Now, prior to COVID-19, it probably was really lucrative for those that were setting up on Fountain Square, but probably not so much last year, and definitely I don't think it's going to happen again this year. And I think the whole dichotomy of corporate America is changing. I mean, I think it's going to change permanently, to be honest with you. I think people have finally realized that, you know what, we can trust the productiveness of our employees if they're working from home, and therefore we're seeing the same numbers, and we're still making the same sales, and we're still doing, and everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So why don't we just cut out all the expense and, let them work from home, let them commute maybe once a week or once every other week. And that's pretty much all we need them to do. So if that's going to happen, that's going to really kill all the business from, because food trucks would go out and they'd set up at places like, TQL and all over the city at different corporations, and they still do, but they're not doing near the numbers that they were doing because they don't have the same employees. And some of them corporations, they just, honestly, the people that book the food trucks are clueless. They really are. And I get that from our members all the time. It's like, dude, we went down there and, somebody didn't coordinate with somebody else, and all of a sudden, they had 3 different catering companies bringing in something for this big meeting that they had, and they didn't even know that the truck was going to be there that day, and it's like, and that's why these apps are so important, not only to the food truck, but to the actual person that books the food truck
and
And
the
so
individual. Yeah,
we need to
absolutely.
get these corporations and these people who are in charge of booking these food trucks to utilize these apps to put out there, hey, I can put out, this date, that date, that date, that date, and it's public. It becomes public for all the food trucks. We just got to teach them how to use it and train them how to use it. And that's something that we've been doing with the Foodies app since we got involved with them, 3 years ago, is introducing that app to people who book food trucks so that they can put out that opportunity for all trucks. And, somebody's open, they want to pick up that gig, they can pick up that gig. So the other thing that we wanted to do other than bringing you in to bring us good food was to make the announcement. You would like to do it?
Yeah. We're going to be at the hub in Hamilton, setting up there as a seasonal location starting in September this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome, man.
We're excited. As soon as I heard about this project, I wanted to be there somehow in some form, and was so happy to be able to be one of the seasonal spots.
Good.
So Hamilton's kind of like your backyard, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, we live in the Monroe area, so it's not too far from where we are.
Yeah. So we have, obviously when we did the code project, and then we did the consultation with the folks over at Covington Yard. We learned things along the way, and the one thing that I learned for certain was that if you're going to open up a food park, you always have to have food there. Problem is with that is in the middle of summertime when you have these huge food truck festivals going on, it's difficult to book quality good food trucks that have recognizable names, brand names, and so you might be able to get yourself a few mom and pop type food trucks, but it's not going to be anything, and so I thought if we're going to do the Hamilton Hub project, what we really need to do is have one permanent vendor that's there all the time. No matter what the weather is, no matter what the conditions are, no matter what, there's always going to be food there regardless. That ended up being Mama Bear's mac and cheese.
Yep.
And so they actually went out and bought themselves, and we mentioned this, I think, on a previous episode, a 28-foot Airstream.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wait to get that in here to start working on it because it's going to take us forever and a day to do it. But they're going to be the permanent vendor year round, which is kind of cool. And then I thought we need to have at least 2 seasonals, meaning you would run from May 1st all the way to October 31st, and you would never have to go anywhere because everything's provided to you. The electric, food storage, gray water dump, fresh water fill, grease dump, everything's there on site. And so if we have 3 vendors that are there all the time, then that gives a nice mix and variety. And then we just throw the food trucks into rotation. So weekends, we'll probably have, 2, maybe 3 additional trucks that would come in and spend 4 hours, for a lunch session, spend 4 or 5 hours for a dinner session. And what's kind of cool is that the city of Hamilton gave us an egress right on the Main Street. So you pull in one end, you plug in, you don't have to run your generators or anything, and you pull out the other side and right on the Main Street when you're done, which is nice. So
Sounds great.
Easy in, easy out. But that's going to give, I think, everybody that goes there a wide variety and a wide mix. And, the capacity on that place on a continual basis is expected to do really well, especially when the weather's nice. And I think it's going to open, plans right now are for September 1st. So 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I believe, are going to be, the 1st and 2nd are going to be preview nights, VIP nights. If you haven't signed up to try and get a VIP ticket, I think what they're doing is kind of a whole freebie scenario for VIP night, which would be awesome. So you wouldn't have to spend too much money to come and check out the place. I know there's a media night for food bloggers and media professionals. And then I think the grand opening is going to be on September 3rd. So if you haven't already done so, go over and check out the website. It's hubhamilton.com. Matt and Rock and Roll's food truck's going to be there as one of the seasonals. I think Mama Bear's Mac and Cheese, the permanent. And we have one more vendor right now that we are in discussions with. Actually, there's 3 of them, and we're going to see which one's going to be fit best. So the cool thing is we're going to curate the menu selection. So what he serves won't be on the Mama Bear's Mac and Cheese truck, and what she serves won't be on his truck, and the other person that's going to be the seasonal will have a complete different menu as well.
Good.
And that way you're getting a wide variety. So I'm looking at all these messages that are scrolling down through the page, and I'm trying to read these. All right. So Mike found the answer. So
Yeah.
So we are super excited that you are, willing to take that opportunity with us the first year, and hopefully things go well. You're gonna make some money, and you won't have to go anywhere, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that'll be nice. And then another thing I'm excited about too is when I'm on my food truck, I don't get to try other food trucks. So when we're at the hub station there, and then the other rotating trucks come in, we get to go try their stuff too. So
That's great.
I gotta ask you guys this, and this is kind of a thing because how do you guys feel? What's your thoughts when another food truck comes up to order food from you? Do you usually treat them? Do you usually don't worry about it?
Some of it depends on if I know them, recognize them right away, or depends on how they act. If you try and know they're just coming just to get free food, then it's a little tougher.
Right.
But I try to do the common courtesy thing if I know them or know they're from a food truck, and then most of them do it back to me when I go.
Yeah, I think we should all have like a private card. Says, hey, I'm a food trucker. If they came to mine, I'd be like, yeah, you can show them the hat. Hey, guess what? This is a little like club membership card, I'm a local food trucker or something.
It's called a credit card.
It's called, but then it's already been swiped and run. Oh, I didn't realize you were with. Yeah, sorry, but I think as long as you don't bring the whole family out to get food off the food truck,
one food truck owner to another, okay, but one food truck owner to another with his entire family,
no,
I'm probably not going to eat free. Maybe a free fry or drink or something.
There's a new app idea right there, Food Trucker Connection app, where you get the trucks and show them a little bit of flash a little app,
show a little love. That's funny. Well, we did start a new thing this year with the association, so everybody gets a actual membership card, and so those those are going to have I think we have 12 of our allied partners on there, where you can go get a discount, just by showing your card, which is kind of cool.
Any of them in particular that you want to mention?
Cincinnati Restaurant Equipment Resource, Josh down there. He is going to provide discount on small wares. Cool. So anything that you need, from pans to spatulas to all that kind of stuff.
Thanks.
You'll get a discount off of that kind of stuff. Obviously, Communal, is going to do a scenario on the Class K fire extinguisher updates.
Good.
So every 6 months you got to get, re-inspected to renew your.
Make sure you have your fire stuff up to date, for sure.
So they're cutting a break on what they would normally charge. So there's little perks, that are beneficial to everybody if you're a member. So that's kind of cool.
No discounts on gas though. It's not like the Kroger card. Huh?
No.
Propane discounts.
No, but speaking of propane has anyone ever heard when we filled one time, they said, do you have a tax exempt for your propane since it's for food?
Yeah.
Has anyone heard of that, or is that a real thing?
Heard about it. Don't know anything.
I have no idea. That might be worth looking into.
You do through your business.
Yeah, I've never looked into it ever because it was at the end of the season. Someone said to it and just kind of forgot about it.
Our consumables rep for Street Food Ventures for the self tappers and rivets said the same thing. So something to look into.
Yeah, because we're manufacturing though, so that's a little different. But I
through the business. Yeah.
What you're saying. So tax exempt for propane fills. That's interesting because we have some friends up in Dayton, which, by the way, is another announcement we'll be making.
Announcement time.
Announcement time.
Ding, ding, ding.
So we started. If you go to the website, Brick and Mobile. program.
Oh yeah, this is great. Brick and mobile.
So, it was last year about this same time where we introduced the Neighborhood Initiative program to try and help food trucks get through that process of not having events, because they started canceling events as
And
soon
they've
as
been killing it out in the neighborhood.
Yeah. And so we thought, let's launch the Neighborhood Initiative, where we reach out to homeowners associations and try and book food trucks into apartment communities and condo communities and large neighborhoods and blah, blah, blah. We went through a few of those right at the beginning, and before you know it, we were having a homeowner associations call us left and right from everywhere, and it's like, before you knew it, we were able to put trucks all over the damn city in every neighborhood because nobody could go anywhere. And so it worked out really well. Trucks went in, they made a killing, and
they still are.
And I think it's going to parlay over into probably half of this year. I think that by the time we get to, July, August, I mean, I already tell you that there are some events that are already marketing and
Picking
promoting.
back up, yeah.
And I got a feeling that those first events are going to be just crushed. I think they're, everybody is going to want to publicly be out of the house and out on the street and having a beer and eating some food.
And if they're a food truck hunter, they're going to be trying to run their food truck. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. If they don't get this COVID stuff under control and we don't get enough vaccinations out by then, I got a feeling that some of those events that are spending all this money marketing and advertising those events and building up all the hype on them are going to end up having to cancel them at the last minute.
But if they don't do it, then they didn't do it. You
Right.
know, so damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. And so I think by the time you get to potentially August, September, I think is going to be your safe date at what this is all going to shake out and figure out,
Uh-oh,
what
you heard it here. Watch out, Tony.
And so that is one of the things
Tony Damas.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we are in the process of doing is working with a nonprofit here in Cincinnati, in which we will be hosting a rather large scale food truck rally in September. And so we will divulge all those details in that. Once we have everything in place and ready to publicly announce it, we will let everybody know where it's going to be, when it's going to be, and I think that's Ty.
Hold on one moment.
He must have got locked out. Let me check my phone. He's probably texting me. Let me see. Yep. He said, open the door. Open the door. So in case you guys don't know, we're up here in Monroe. We're in a huge 25,000 square foot warehouse with another business called Macintosh Motorsports. And there he is. And he brought chicken wings.
Hey, I was busy today. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Got you set up right here.
See, we got pimento cheese. We've got huge jumbo wraps.
Yeah. Judy made sure to tell me to bring food up here.
Well, she told him too, but he fired back at her and told her I should be feeding him.
I got busy today. I was busy today, man. I'm just not leaving right now. Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be interrupted like that. That's so rude of me.
No, come on. Get your
Sorry,
headphones on and bite into the mic.
We don't have a 2-hour podcast for nothing.
Hey,
Jump on it.
it's okay.
Jump in.
So welcome everybody. AJ's Cheese Sticks in the house. Mr. Ty Velez. Say hi to everybody.
What up, y'all? What up?
What up? What up? What'd you get? What'd you stop and get?
I had to get a chicken sandwich, man.
Popeyes?
Yeah. I went all the way dark.
Do you remember that shit when like people were shooting each other over the damn Popeyes?
Yeah. I went darky for a second,
Now they're
man.
$3.
Yeah.
You couldn't get one last year. Remember that? That was crazy. I was like, what the hell are they putting in that sandwich? And I went and had one. I'm like, okay, it's a chicken sandwich. What the hell is everybody killing everybody for?
I was gonna bring wings, but I ended up selling out. So sorry.
No, that's all right.
That's a normal thing for you on those wings, for sure.
Yeah, wings don't last long for me.
No, especially when we can't find them nowadays. You're not going to be in the Cincy Wing Week thing because
No, I'm
you
not.
weren't invited. But there's the thing that kills me about that whole thing when I first saw it come out. I'm like, damn, there ain't one food truck,
Well, I was invited,
you know?
and they did call me. They did invite me, but it was too late. I was already out of town. I didn't have enough time to put anything together, and it was like 400, and it's almost like $500 to get into that thing. And I was like, well, what am I getting for my money?
Pay to play.
Yeah.
Pay to play. So that's the one thing I when I saw that come in, I was like, that's really cool that they want to do a Cincy Wing Week, but you totally picked the wrong time of the year to do it. Because wings traditionally in January and February are at their highest cost. And there's a reason for that because of football. And on a national level, every January and February are all the playoff games.
Right.
Why do you think the vendors raised the price on wings during that period of time? So whoever thought about the promo, kudos for you bringing up a Cincy wing. But you know what? Hold that shit in August, man. Don't do it in January and February when the wing is at its highest price point for a restaurant owner.
So let me educate people on wings, right? If you buy wings,
Got to
right?
talk.
Nah, he's good. I got him.
If you buy wings, right? If wings are, let's just say $100 a box, your margins on that are about 39 to 40% because they are $100 a box. So traditionally, you have to sell those wings at about $1.25, $1.30 a wing, right? However, like Tony said, if you do it around playoff time, those wings, that box of wings goes from $103 to almost $140, $150, right?
Oh my God.
So that kills your margin on wings. So around football, playoff, March Madness, nobody makes money really on wings because they shoot the price up on the wings.
Well, I think when they were sitting around the table trying to figure out ways that they could generate money for the newspaper, the whole wing thing that came up was probably a good idea, and it is a good idea. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that it's happening. But I don't think one person sitting at that table thought about, I'm a previous restaurant owner, and I can tell you right now that wings at that period of time are at their highest level. And you know what? Asking everybody to do them for $5 is probably not going to be a very lucrative scenario for the restaurant owner. So if we're doing this to help out the restaurants and we're doing this to market and promote the restaurants, then maybe we might want to consider doing this sometime in July.
Exactly.
So anyways, anybody, please feel free to share this with our local publication that's an alternative news weekly and pass that on. So maybe they'll change the date on it next year. I don't know. We just got defamed.
Just a few months.
We won't be in City Beat anytime soon.
Each week it's Google, or now we're just hitting the locals.
Yeah, we just talk the truth. That's all.
Cool, man.
So, Ty, what's going on? I mean, you guys were on vacation there for a little bit, shut down. You still set up the BP down in Norwood.
Yes.
So, what's up?
Yep. So we are at 4900 Montgomery Road, 45212. Right in Norwood, right across from the Paycor Corporation, right over there right down the street from White Castle, right after Norwood Lateral.
Super easy to get to.
Super, super easy. So yeah, we went on vacation. I needed a break. Anybody that says that you can't make money during a pandemic, I can prove them wrong.
I think most of our trucks can prove them wrong.
I think food
I
trucks
definitely
in
can prove
general.
them wrong. I mean, I think if you have a good marketing system, I think if you got good customer service, good food, you make a good reputation being professional, people will come to you. They want to support small businesses. So we ended up going on vacation. I went the last week of December. I just felt burnt out, man. I had got burnt out. I had been working all summer long. I didn't have a break. When you work in 5-6 days a week in 90-degree weather, you get tired. I mean, you literally get burnt out. So I had to go back and reboost my mobile for a second. And I can't front. I kind of missed it a little bit. I miss being in my truck. As much as I complain, like I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I miss being in my truck. So we came back, and I'm happy to say that we didn't miss a beat. I mean, our customer base have continued to support us. We're continuing to do extremely well during these winter months. When you have a good product and good customer service and you have good price points, it says wonders. So I'm happy. I do know that we have been constantly in contact with Queen City Mobile Food Truck Association, and Tony has been working diligently to get us involved in HOAs and some of these breweries and some of the bars and some of the opportunities, that's out there. So I am grateful that we do have an organization that kind of helps us and assists us. No matter what, I can call this man. I've called this man at 10, 11 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. He's always been there. So I appreciate that, man. But yeah, we're doing good. We're starting to schedule this year. Hopefully nothing gets canceled. Hopefully we can go back to whatever normal means. And we can get rocking and rolling. So I'm excited for this year. I'm excited for the fabrication shop to build out our new truck at the end of the year. I'm looking forward. I'm definitely looking forward to that. That's gonna be badass. I got some crazy ideas.
Slow down now.
He ain't seen the one we just bought back there.
Crazy,
We got a hot tub on the back.
You got a hot tub on the back?
You got a porch up top.
Shit. You got a hot
Got
tub?
a fireman pole slide down.
All right.
Are you talking about
We'll
that
do-
brass pole?
Hey, we'll pull
That
whatever
wasn't
you
for
want on.
firemen.
Hey.
We'll pull whatever you want on them.
Yeah, these guys are insane. I've seen that beer beverage
Oh
truck.
yeah,
What's
Cincy Bubbles.
That
that
Yeah,
is
she's great.
insane, man.
She's got a nice concept. It's awesome.
Little horse trailer.
Yeah, that thing's heavy too.
Oh man. Yeah. Remember when we tried to lift it?
Yeah.
Normally you can take a trailer and you can put it on a wheel and you can push it around the garage.
Yeah.
No, not a horse trailer, dude.
Not that one.
Of course, when you're putting a horse weighs about ton?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy. So that explains why that thing weighed as much as it did, because we tried to pick it up and about had a hernia.
But
No,
yeah,
you guys did a bang ass job on that trailer. I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, they can convert literally anything into anything. Like, and then my wife called me today. So like, did you see Tony's new adventure about converting brick and mortar into food trucks?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think it's a good idea.
We got
So,
a ton of people out there. looking
Well,
at it.
yeah, man.
We've had there's been multiple restaurant groups that we've had meetings with, and they're moving and migrating towards the street food scene.
Mhm.
And so we are bringing in some projects that are large scale, big budget trucks that are going to be a part of the whole,
Mhm.
So we thought, well, brick and mortar is typically, and the advantage for these guys is that they have multiple locations. So it doesn't matter, like if there's an event out in Westchester,
Mhm.
I don't have to run down to the commissary location downtown.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
super flexible.
I can just call up
Yeah.
the one in Westchester and say, hey, this is what I need for the truck. It's
Mhm.
this, and this.
Mhm.
And, they can run that through their whole billing cycle on
Really?
and this, that, and the other. So it's
Mhm.
pretty awesome when we're dealing with multiple location franchise operators.
Yeah, adding that truck is a lot easier when
Yeah.
you already have a business.
Because they
versus
have the
starting.
accounting platform in place that
Mhm.
they can service that truck no matter where it is around town.
It
Right.
just becomes another station for their kitchen, really.
And so for them, they really aren't doing any of the prep. The food truck guys themselves, they
Mhm.
got it made, dude. I mean, they
Yeah.
do. You
And
can
that's
go
it,
into
yeah.
your truck at restaurant, your commissary, pick all the stuff up that you ordered. It's already sliced, diced,
Ready to go.
packaged, ready to go. All you got to do is just take it out, put it on the truck, and go to the event.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay, well, that makes sense. You guys can do that. Sure. It's like, what do you want on it? What do you need in it?
One of the things that I've been seeing is that this fabrication shop has been becoming the leading fabrication shop in Cincinnati. I think in a year or two, I think it's going to be one of the biggest. I don't think you guys will be here in this shop.
Oh, we can't already. We're already
in a few
running
more
out of
years.
room.
Have you been back there?
No, I haven't been back there since in a few
Have you
months.
been in
since
the
I left.
back yet?
No.
If Tony brings in one more truck,
Are you gonna cuss him out?
Nah, it just won't fit.
Yeah.
It's not even like half.
How often do you gonna be like, you asshole? Like,
Yeah.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
never,
we can try.
never.
So this guy comes to me. He calls me. I don't know. No, he shows up in my trailer one day. I'm busier than shit. And he's, you never really want to talk to somebody when they're like serving lunch and they're busy.
Well, you didn't seem that way.
Yeah. So he comes up and he's talking. I'm like, all
He
right.
acts
what's
like I
going on?
showed up at noon.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm like, but he was so cool about it. I said, all right, come on out. We got an event at a church. Come see what it's like. He comes and he was like, oh shit. Okay, this thing is kind of serious. So I called Tony. I said, I think I got a guy for you. And next thing you know, I come up like 3-4 months later, and he's sitting here working on trucks because he's like, I want to build a truck. So I was like, holy shit. So what happened to the truck that you were gonna?
We're still working on it, man.
You can't get away because he unstacked you
But
up
see,
full of.
that's the cool thing is I get to build everyone else's dream. And,
Yeah.
and then pursue mine when it's right.
Yeah, you
know?
guys have put together some
free time
badass
stuff.
trucks.
You know, I like making people's dreams come true. If you've got a design in your head and I can put it out there and make it reality, and that's not me really. It's the team. We got Mike, we got Ron, we got Zach and Eric and these guys back here. The Macintosh Motorsports guys, big help. So it's not like I'm just back there. There's a bunch of guys back there, and we're willing to do what it takes to make your dreams come true.
That's why I'm hoping I hit the lottery so I can afford to pay you that.
It's not, I mean, look, you don't have to.
I got my tickets for tomorrow.
Call up your boy down there at Cincinnati Restaurant Supply. Josh will take care of you. He'll get with some new equipment. Tony will find you a nice unit, and we'll start building on it.
Right,
we're excited, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, we love what we do. I love what we do. I got stuck doing this and happily stuck doing this. He's gonna have to kick me out of here, man.
I am so glad that you actually turned him on to us because he's actually been one of my best cohorts ever since we started doing it.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah.
buddy. Dang.
Seriously. A lot of the stuff that sometimes he overanalyzes and overthinks things.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
all the
I know
time.
it.
And I'm like, sometimes, dude, you just got to look at it as simple stupid. It really is that
Yeah,
easy.
but,
you just, you don't have to go. But
see, these are these people's. This is their restaurant, their livelihood. If I put a hole through the wall of Ty's unit, it's a hole in his livelihood.
Are we talking like a gas shutoff valve next to a fryer that don't turn? You mean?
Yeah. Hey, we make mistakes, but we fix them.
That's a heavy one, right?
I know he's starting to throw low blows.
No. I wouldn't trade you for the world, brother.
I appreciate it, man. You as well.
No, every time I come here, he's always working his ass off. Like he's always working hard and he's always putting in the work. And the work that you guys did on Mama Bear's truck and the work that you guys did on Folks in Motion, even Steak, Steak and Easy. I mean, that work has been like phenomenal.
Thanks,
work. And I think one of the things that I respect and I admire about, especially Queen City Mobile Food Truck Association, is the fact that Tony is acutely aware of the codes and being able to keep the trucks on the road.
Yep.
There's
fighting for your stuff.
Yeah, and
too.
fighting for those things. He's been awesome.
Yeah.
In that sense. I mean, I've talked to a lot of trucks call me. A lot of trucks talk to me, and I'm constantly explaining to them some of the rules and regulations in terms of the fire suppression system that's coming down in 2022. I mean, I got that from Tony. You won't be able to get insured for some of that. I mean, it's just so much stuff, and so that's why I always advocate some people to come to, when you first starting out, to really come to Queen City Mobile Food Truck, because I think my business it's flourished as a result of the advice and stuff. And we are a dysfunctional family. I mean, we may argue, we may talk about each other, we may cuss each other out, we may yell at each other, talk. But at the end of the day, I think every last one of our trucks want to see each other succeed. And one of the things that I can say about Tony is that from day one, ever since I pulled up on him, and I thought he was, I know at Vivid Raps when he had the Big Bird trailer, when he had the small one, I know he was looking like, who the hell is this black dude pulling up on me like
rolling up?
Like,
see, I don't even look at it as color.
Who is this Negro pulling up on me like that? And but he was open, and he was open. He let me walk in the trailer, and he did all that. So that's my brother from another mother right there, man.
Now, I'm jealous of the trucks that come out of the shop compared to mine.
Yeah, you were the first one, right?
No, mine. I signed with a different company right before they opened their shop.
How
and so
could
I
you?
wish I would have, but I mean, their trucks are awesome. They've done some work for me, and it's been great.
Did you put diamond plating on your floors?
Yeah. In some other areas that I need to address.
No, we put the AC unit in his truck, I think back in August or something like that, June, somewhere in that neighborhood. And, when I get into other people's trucks that are fabricated up by other people,
Yeah.
I get my camera out because
take pictures.
I steal ideas that are good.
Yeah, I mean,
And then I also take pictures of stuff that's
Don't
bad.
do
And I'm like,
that.
don't do that way. You know what I mean? Because it's not. I mean, that looks like no, that's not going to work. So
I know you took ideas off that one truck. I seen you do it. It was from California. It was like a cone. It was a slushy truck.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's from Florida. It's the
the
Tiki.
Tiki's.
New one.
That truck
Tikis.
was. I was like,
Yeah,
holy
shout out to
shit.
Tiki's.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see
Yeah,
that thing.
yeah,
It's
man.
a
It's
nice
brand new.
generator setup.
But
Yeah, I
see,
seen
but
it.
see,
I
this
said, Tony
is
stole some
brand new
ideas.
Yeah.
truck. Yeah, so
It's brand new, came out of Florida. They can't wait to hit the streets this coming spring and summer. Obviously, they're kind of a seasonal beverage type scenario, but
well, he's got coffee too. So,
yeah, I will say that that generator setup that they had on the back of there, we
Yeah,
took
sweet.
360-degree videos and pictures, and
that thing is sweet.
we already got it on a blueprint. We spec'd it out. We're like, yeah, that works pretty good. So, we're growing. We learn, which is kind of cool. Every day we do something different, and
Right.
and we learn from it, so which is kind of cool. So I think we had a point brought up, and I can address it, and that is about the big business of corporations, if you will, purchasing food trucks and maybe potentially squeezing out the mom and pop scenarios.
Mhm.
I can say that the people that we're working with are actually independently owned restaurant groups here in the greater Cincinnati market.
Gotcha.
And so when you look at them and the multiple franchises that they have under their umbrella, it is regional. It isn't somebody like, I don't know, Chick-fil-A coming in and getting a truck from us or something. It's, these are locally owned people with their own independent and probably in some instances, I know for a fact that they're only going to run one of the brands that are under their umbrella.
Right.
As opposed to multiples. And I think most of that is really to try and test the market and see if it's going to be a lucrative scenario for them. But I can tell you this, it cannot be any worse than it is now. Okay. So
don't say that.
it can't be. I mean, they are struggling so bad on the brick and mortar level right now to get people in their door to comply with the state's mandates on for social distancing and wearing masks. And I mean, going out to dine right now is uncomfortable. It's not enjoyable like it should be.
Yeah,
and that's
tell me
what
about
dining should be about. It's being able to walk into a place freely, sit up at the
Without-
bar
without a mask.
without a mask, have a couple cocktails before you get your table, or if there's no tables, my wife and I, we always go to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So we go straight to the bar and we sit at the bar and we order our food from the bar. We bullshit with the bartender. I prefer to do that than to actually get a table and sit down.
All right.
And so we do that everywhere we go. But right now you can't even do that because they have all the seats pulled from the bar where it's limited, and so it's it's not it's just not fun.
What's up, man? You were going to say something.
My question, and this is probably a little bit off topic a little bit, but, with so many brick and mortar places struggling like that, what stops a place from like Applebee's or Chick-fil-A or something like that really coming in and like hurting this industry in a way that a lot of people don't understand? If you go to a festival or some kind of event and you walk up to the three food trucks there, and one of them happens to be Papa John's, one of them happens to be Chick-fil-A, and one of them happens to be, some kind of local,
But in the local,
are we starting to get to a point where we're going to start seeing that because
in the local
places are
market,
struggling?
in
It's
the
up to
local
us to
market,
make that
you're not going to
happen.
see a line at Applebee's food truck at a food truck rally.
But
I
they
think it's
call
too
it
hard to put a
something else.
microwave on a food truck.
Yeah, see,
Well,
here's the thing.
I honestly think that people want to support small businesses. I think
They do.
that people, I mean, from the people that come to our unit all the time, they really want to support those small businesses. Not to say that Chick-fil-A doesn't have good customer service and that they don't have good food, but I think there's an almost an umbilical connection to the small business now.
There is, and so I'm coming. When I look at it from the beer side of things, you've got places like Platform here. They're local, right? They've got this little tap room. It's owned by Anheuser-Busch. It's not a local brewery, but there's how many people walk
know
in that
that?
door and think, oh, I like supporting local breweries. I love local
And they don't
breweries.
even know it.
and they sit down and they have a beer, and they just took money away from the place next door that is struggling, and that is a local brewery. Like, to me, it's kind of taking that same kind of model.
But I think that our new normal, I don't think for years, this is going to be the new normal for years. I think masks are going to be the normal for at least another 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years, maybe even 10 years, right? So I think the food truck scene is going to be really big. Those small businesses are going to be really big. I think people are really connected to wanting to support small businesses just because of all of things that are coming out. I mean, if you go downtown right now, downtown I was down there yesterday. It's a ghost town. There's so many businesses downtown right now that are just literally shut down. I mean, there's so many empty buildings. There's so many for sale, for lease signs that are shut down right now. And I think this is an opportunity, especially for us in the small business in the food truck industry, to kind of go in and say, hey, we can supply that. I think corporations have been calling, at least I know for AJ's Cheesesteaks, corporations have been calling us because they don't want their employees to go out. They want to do that. So I think it's an opportunity. I think we just have to find our niche, and then we have to find our place in the marketplace. But this is our new normal. So we have to get used to it. And we have to find better ways of being able to adapt to what's actually coming.
I guess what I'm trying to get my point to you about is that when I say corporate food truck, I'm talking
not
about
a dig at any of the places.
No.
You guys are talking.
I'm talking about
thinking in this. My brain went to this other place. Of
I understand what you're saying. Like, if McDonald's rolled up and bought $150,000 food truck from me, I'm not going to kick them out the office.
Well, you ain't going to say no.
Even if they don't call it McDonald's.
Yeah, this is the point.
What stops them from opening up a new food truck? That's
the answer is we do.
Right.
By continually putting small business owners out on the streets with their food trucks and saturating the market with those trucks.
Right.
And then calling out when we find a, fast foody, large conglomerate calling their, taco truck, whatever they're calling it, but it's not Chipotle, but it is, so it's up to us.
We got a call in from somebody. Oh, look who it is. It's Mama Bear. Hey, Mama Bear. How's it in Florida?
Hey.
What's up, Kim?
So we were just talking about the, what's up? I just trampled all over you.
Listening to you guys.
Yeah, you got about a second.
I'll just shut up. So I saw
I've been listening to you guys.
I saw that Papa Bear caught himself a big old drum yesterday. Did you guys catch anything today?
No, we didn't go out today. He went out to the beach, but didn't catch anything. But yep, we got another big drum.
So I heard you ate it last night.
No, we have not had that yet.
Oh
no!
Well, he was holding up some fillets yesterday. What were those from?
Oh yeah, those are them. They're in the fridge.
Oh, I thought you had them for dinner last night.
No, we're saving them up to grill out with some fresh vegetables, and so good.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we were just on the topic about corporate food trucks, and I think what may have misconstrued what I mean by corporate is that we have a number of local restaurants that all fall under a single umbrella, and they're all considered to be local, but they're owned by a conglomerate, I guess you would. But for example, if you see, Graders rolling down the road, obviously that's a corporate brand. They're a local company, and they've got a corporate food truck. And I think that's what I'm referring to when I say that we're getting into some partnerships with Brick and Mobile, is that some of these restaurant groups that we're working with are spending the kind of money to put together a world-class food truck. I mean, they're not, if you consider what it takes to open up an actual brick and mortar as opposed to a food truck, and then you have the support of your brick and mortar locations that are existing, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's a marketing tool, and it does make money, and you can put it out on the street and market all your different, brands under that one particular entity if you want. But recently, we have had the opportunity to sit down and have this conversation with a number of local restaurant groups, and we're going to be bringing some of those units online here in the next 6 to 8 months. And I think it's a pretty exciting time for the food truck scene because you don't see these types of trucks out on the street right now in Cincinnati. There's very few trucks that are $150,000 plus food trucks, you know.
Right.
And I will say that they're, you know, the ones that we have put out ourselves out of the fabrication shop here at Street Food Ventures don't even come close to $150,000.
But
They look like they're that expensive, but they're actually not. And in Mama Bears, you can attest to, you know, you have one of the better looking trucks that's out on the road right now. And that was a lot in part due to, you know, Scott Applegate from Angela's Curbside Cuisine sharing his knowledge, spending his time, you know, Papa Bear jumping in after working all day at the post office and coming out and grinding away. And, you know, eventually we ended up putting together a truck that I think everybody, you know, recognizes now in Cincinnati. And it's kind of led you guys to where you're going to be able to do the permanent spot now out at the Hamilton Hub.
Yep.
So it's pretty awesome. I think, you know.
I actually met a guy right down the street here in Cocoa Beach. There's a place called the 4th Street Fill-In Station. They bought an old gas station and turned it into this really cool brew pub. / they have an ice cream station in there too. But
nice.
We were down there one day and they had a big old food truck beside it. And I went out and talked with them, and here it was the owners, and they had adventured into the food truck this year, and they were out doing mostly like business lunches and that kind of stuff. But that's a good example because their truck, they dropped some big money building it.
Yeah. And
I'll have to take some pictures and send it to you. Actually, I think Dave did take a picture. So, because we looked inside their truck and everything. It was really nice.
Well, I know we got the Airstream coming soon, and, you know, I made a lot of calls and did a lot of research on what it's going to take to build one of those, and I about shit a brick when I found out what some of these places.
Well, I'll tell you what, by the time we get done with that, though, there's not going to be another one like it around. So
I got
one of a kind.
I have a question. So these bigger companies, these franchisees that want trucks out, because I'm starting to see a lot of bigger companies that want trucks on the road because their restaurants are not doing as well as they normally would without the pandemic. Will you advocate for them to be a part of the organization? And if you do, how does that benefit those of us that are smaller businesses compared to the bigger businesses? How does that not?
I think from day one that there has never been a scenario in this association where we have given preferential treatment to anybody. So anybody that comes into this association, we all have a level playing field.
Yeah.
The way our association works is that we put the lead out there that comes in, and that doesn't go to anybody specific unless they're asking for a specific type of truck by name.
Right.
That's the only time that we don't post it in the leads group.
Right.
It goes directly to that truck because that's what the customer asked for.
Right.
But other than that, we post it out there, and that's open for anybody. It's the first person that reacts to it, responds to it, checks their calendar, sees if they're open. You know, is the money right? Is the location right? I mean, so it's not. We're open to anybody that wants to come in and make money. That's the main focus of what we want to do, is to put food trucks out on the street that want to make money. Right. And if you're willing to do the hustle, and you're willing to put in the grind, and you're willing to work it, then we have opportunities for you to get out there and make money. So if a corporate truck comes in, and let's just throw a name out there, Skyline, for example, builds a huge, big food truck. I'm not giving Skyline any preferential treatment.
Right. I can attest to that.
Even if they give you free conies.
If their marketing guy is not in the leads group,
free conies for life.
No. If whoever's doing the marketing for that is not
chili cheese fries.
All right, maybe.
I know somebody.
Hang on a second. I think this is Nick calling.
We joined
Saved by the Bell.
I think that I think
Hey,
those
Nick.
corporate, like, somebody else
No,
on the phone?
you're
No,
good,
go
Kim.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're calling in on it right now, right?
Oh, I think that some of the corporate trucks that you're talking, if we're talking about Skyline as an example, I wouldn't necessarily look at them as I wouldn't be threatened by their presence because, quite honestly, I think when people want a food truck, they want something different. They want something unique.
I agree.
Right. Yeah.
They're foodies, you know.
Yeah.
They want something they can't go get anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Skyline on every freaking block in Cincinnati, and if they need to get a truck out there to compete with us, then so be it. But I'm just like, you know, that kind of thing wouldn't even worry me.
Mm-hmm.
Graders, I love graders. They're great to work with.
We've worked with them plenty of times. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they bring a good product out, and actually graders is kind of hard to get because there aren't exactly a ton of them around.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been they were smart to get that out there when they did. But
That makes sense.
I mean, Gold Star's got a truck out. I don't think they're robbing up any jobs anywhere.
They don't really run that truck all the time, do
No.
they? I mean, it's just.
And here's the other thing: corporations are going to get down to the exact ounce and per penny per serving. Independence.
Oh, I
if you
hate
take a look at
portion.
that right now on the camera, this giant
Matt
ass
doesn't use
wrap from
portion
rock and roll
cups.
fruit. This is not portioned out. I can tell you, this
Ty
is
doesn't
just
use them
loaded
either.
up with goodness. And you know what? That's what you get from an independent food truck.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what do you guys charge for that?
The club wrap's around $12.
Yeah. So
And
I
you're gonna
mean,
get every
but
bit
that's
of your
that's
$12.
two sides, right? I mean,
That's 2 days worth of food.
Yeah, they
That's
save well too.
Yeah, you only have to eat half of that and you're full.
It's the
Right.
same thing on AJ's cheese.
So
cheese
it's basically
sticks.
$6
Same thing.
for lunch,
Yeah.
and you got $6
Yeah.
for lunch the next day. So, but that kind of stuff, I don't think the portioning sizes and that are going to kind of be a little bit different from a corporate run truck, than maybe
That's
from an
true.
independent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some of the stuff that you put out too. So I know that when you fill those things in those bowls with the mac and cheese, that
Oh, they got a side dish for tomorrow too.
yeah.
But
So-
I'm just saying, like, if say a company wants to have a chili truck come out and they look them up and there's their choice between Skyline, Gold Star, and the Chili Hut, they're going to hire the Chili Hut
yeah.
I sure hope they do.
because you can't go get the Chili Hut out on the street corner.
Right.
They're going to come to you and bring you something that you don't always get.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we need a chili truck in association. Someone step on that.
Maybe Fadi can move over from the other one. We'll
you
see
know,
if we
I'm-
can get him
I'm
shot him
never
out here.
Worried about other trucks. Like I don't worry about what other trucks are doing. Like I've been in situations and I've been to events where, I mean, just before we went on vacation, I had a truck that got mad at us because when we showed up, we took a lot of the business. Like, I mean, like I don't, and I'd rather work with the trucks, but I don't want to be dogmatic about it. But at the same time, I feel like if you're putting out a good product, like anybody can go to McDonald's any given time. People go to McDonald's almost every day. People go to Gold Star. People go to Penn Station. Like people go to Penn Station almost every day. You know what I'm saying? So we give out a 10-inch sandwich with, you get 2 ounces of meat at Penn Station. With AJ Cheesesteaks, you get almost 5 ounces of meat, plus you get all of your vegetables. So you get a 10-inch sandwich, which weighs about almost a pound of a sandwich for $8.
I've never had a skimpy meal on a food truck.
No.
I've had a lot of meals on food trucks, and I don't think there's ever.
That's the best part about food trucks.
That's exactly why I got on board with this. Is proportions. I don't want portion control.
When the Wicked Lobster joined us, dude, oh my God. I was like in seventh heaven, man. I was like, finally, seafood. Yes. So as soon as they came into town for the first time, bam, we went. Then they was down the Monkey Bar, bam, we went. I'm like, all right, boys, you need to open up a second unit, and it needs to be run in Cincinnati only.
Well, and
every
there's
day.
another example of a food truck, a unique food truck for the area with the seafood, with the lobster roll, and the price being, where it's at, and people still show up for it.
Oh, yeah.
And that
It ain't
right
cheap.
there.
No, it's $15 to $18 for like a
I know.
food. And when we were there with them at
Lobster's
the Monkey Bar,
but it gets you.
they were paying.
Yeah,
They were
and you
paying
got people
for
in line for it.
You know,
So it's not about
That's
price.
because you can't go anywhere down on the street corner and get a lobster
That's
roll.
exactly right.
they're bringing it to you, and
Well, maybe you should
yeah,
put
that's a
maybe you
unique
should put a
item.
lobster mac and cheese on the
Oh, we're gonna have one. We're working on it while we're down here.
They're working on it.
Yep, it's going to be a butter. It's going to be a slow cooked buttered lobster.
Langostino
And,
buttered lobster.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
This in my head right now.
So I know
Yeah.
most of you out there are commenting about the fact that I'm drinking an MGD and a craft beer city, but that's all we had in the fridge. So I am with you. I prefer craft beer myself, but unfortunately I drank all that over the weekend. So
My phone got lit up too when people saw it on here.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry. That's all
I think
we
you
got.
do that. I think you do that on purpose just to
Yeah.
see if anybody's paying attention.
If during the week you want to send us craft beer,
Yeah,
we will drink it
we'll-
on the air
we'll
with you and the
represent.
gnome next week. Kimberly, I have to let you go because I got to take
Yeah,
a call
you guys
from
have
our
fun.
Thanks,
app
Kim.
guy. Thank you for calling in.
We're excited to be with you at the hub.
Yeah, Kim,
Yeah.
can't wait. Can't wait till the pool
We're
opens up at
very
your house
excited.
this year.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
We're working on for the hub. We're working on a Mama Bear's chicken and waffles. It's going to be a very
Ooh.
special menu item that we're going to specialize on with mac and cheese waffles.
I
So
got
it's
you.
going to be a whole new ballpark. Yeah,
Sounds cool.
yeah, we're going to have some fun with that.
Yum yum.
So
Breakfast
all right,
on
you guys
Sunday.
take care of yourselves.
All right.
Yep, miss seeing everybody.
Well, just
All right.
FYI, I can't stand you because you're in Florida right now. So
Everybody's pretty much mad at you.
can't stand
I've
you.
kind of settled in, and it just feels like life now. You know, it's
Yeah.
we're
I'm
just
really
sitting at
like
home tonight.
I'm
We're
really
not
like hating
doing
on you, so I
anything.
can't stand you. So
He's really
okay, I just
taking
wanted
it
to get
in.
that out my chest.
Thanks, Kim.
Well, and I will tell you, I feel very fortunate and blessed.
Yeah, you should. See you when you
Not
get back.
taking it for granted. Yep. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Kim.
Bye. So, Ashley, I'm going to call you back because you have been buzzing, and then we got to get on the call with Nick from. I don't know. We haven't never tried to dial out. Oh,
Oh,
shit!
there
It
we go.
worked.
It worked.
Let's see if it does. Hello.
Tony, it's Ryan and Ashley.
Hey, what's up? We
What
just
up?
dialed out
What
from the
up?
studio line for the first time, and it actually worked. That's pretty impressive.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you guys were here for the first episode, so you know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, thank you for that. We appreciate the congratulations. We need
Hey.
it.
Hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
No, you guys are doing great. Hey, just real quick, I just want to make a point about, if anybody's a little leery of some of these corporate guys coming in and, trying to steal some thunder, it's one thing to have a mom and pop on the truck, making food with love, talking to people, loving the crowd. And it's another to have an hourly employee doing all that for you. People know the difference too. So just everybody keep that in mind and do your thing, work hard. People will love you. You'll go a long way.
That's a good point, my friend. That's a good point.
Great advice.
Personally, Ryan, I welcome that competition with the corporate guys. I compare myself to Penn Station, Jersey Mike's all the time, dude. So I sometimes I take sandwiches inside of Penn Station. Just
I know you do.
like I do.
I can't wait. The next.
Have you ever
live.
seen my live? Have you ever seen my live when I've done that?
Yes.
I did it when I was down at the brewery. I've taken cheesesteaks inside of Jersey Mike's and Penn Station and been like, here, try this. Tell me what you think. And I'll do it. I
The poor girl at the front.
yeah,
taking
she's like,
yours.
oh my God, I'm about to get fired right now.
She's like, oh shit, who's this guy with the sandwich?
yeah, like literally. And I'm like, oh my God.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. I got to get a hold of Eric real quick because he's calling in from Vegas.
No worries.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks.
I have done that before. I'm dead serious.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
All right, let me call Nicholas back and let's see what's up.
You would do that shit. I did. I got him on
Did I
camera.
just say
too.
Eric? I did just say Eric. Sorry.
They're like, I was like, it's better than ours. Watch out.
Hey, Nick,
Get him on camera saying it. Yeah.
are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Hey, there he is. Sorry, my friend.
How's this audio?
It's good. It's really good. We actually got into a conversation that took us into a little overtime. Hopefully you're listening
Cool.
tonight and tuning in and all that happy stuff. But Yeah, so I wanted to take a moment, introduce you, and then we can get into the topic of what you've got going on out in Vegas and what you've started. It seems to be catching on pretty big out in your market. But you are the CEO and the founder creator of Where's the Food Truck, and I love the branding because it's WTF with a question mark. So first time I saw the logo, I clicked on because I didn't know what the fuck it was. But good to have you on the show tonight, man. Let's talk a little bit about why you got this all started, and give us a little background.
Yeah, well, it's great to be here. Thanks a lot for having us. So really, my background is restaurant operations on the Strip. Well, restaurant operations in general, but the last 10 years or so, I was here in Vegas on a Strip running both corporate and franchise restaurants inside the casinos and in front of the casinos on the Strip area. And me with one of my good friends here, an executive here in Las Vegas, we were going to get out and start our own food truck. And we put a whole bunch of effort into that. And eventually just decided, like something like what Where's the Food Truck is now is something that could really benefit the industry. So our efforts went there instead.
All right. So a food truck.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah. A food truck out in Vegas would cost you how much?
Oh, I mean, I imagine a food truck out here would cost probably about as much out there. We had planned out 100 and to be exact, it was like $108K to budget to get it all up and off the ground and running and good, and not worrying about penny pinching the first month or 6 months or whatever, making sure that we had a good successful plan underneath us.
So obviously, being in some of the build outs that have gone out in Vegas, and they're pretty elaborate. The cost of a food truck, I think, and I always thought when we first started this a year and a half ago, I thought to myself, man, that's a lot of money, that's a lot of money. But as I've come to learn, the process of building these out, what goes in them and this, that, and the other, I'm like, compared to brick and mortars, I'm like, that ain't nothing, compared to what they make.
Yeah. 30,000-40,000 compared to 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 is.
Yeah. I mean, a really nice food truck is 100 to 150,000.
Jeez.
I mean,
I mean, we were going used. We had budgeted, I think, 50 to 60K for the truck, making sure all the insides were looking good, and then additional, obviously, for the wraps and for getting all our supplies and all that good stuff.
Right. Well,
yeah, I've seen people put 200K into a brand new, really nice truck.
Yeah.
So, Nick, that truck that's on the old Vegas Strip, that barbecue truck, what do you think that they put into that one? Have you been down to old Vegas yet?
I know where that
barbecue truck
been out there.
About? It's talking about.
I know which one you're talking about.
Project
I can't think of the
Barbecue.
name of it right now.
It's called Project Barbecue.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is he on your app?
He's not on our app. They don't move anywhere. Actually, I think they started moving since COVID. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there wasn't much foot traffic down there on the old Strip up there.
Mm-hmm.
I would bet that he didn't have any maintenance costs, any commissary costs, anything like that, because he was a stationary food truck for I don't know how long he was there, a couple of years at least. Now I'm sure his expenses are gone up.
Mm-hmm.
And that truck, I'd say he's probably got 50 or 60 grand into it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not anything fancy compared to what, most other trucks.
No,
like.
it's
a good solid truck.
Is that bad that I know the name of that truck and the fact that it's old Vegas and nothing? Is that like a?
Well, they got one of the best food truck parks, I think.
Yeah.
So tell us about how you ended up going into the food truck. I mean, what did you see need wise in your market that inspired you to do this?
Well, so my good friend here that we were going to do the truck with, his name is Paul. So we were planning this thing out. We were cooking every day. We had the menu all lined up. We were looking into insurance and, doing all the research, right? Well, another part of the research is, and the best and the most fun part is trying all the other trucks that are out there. So we'd hop into his blue, what do you have? He had a old blue Ford Focus. We'd jump into that thing every weekend and go driving around looking for food trucks. And sometimes we'd spend an hour or two driving around town looking for a food truck. And as time went by, 6 months later, we were finding like, geez, that food truck that we had on our list 6 months ago that we tried, that we're looking for again, is gone. There's no way to find them. There's got to be a better way to do this. Like, what in the world are we missing here? And we started thinking about not only finding them and researching them, but like, geez, if we start a business like this and we got our food truck and there's no way to get your location out there reliably and to actively market yourself, and, well, how the hell are we, how are we going to, survive in this
podcast, dude? You can
if there isn't something out there? Good. Well, then good.
No, I get it. I mean, I think a lot of trucks have that geolocation issue, but now it seems like every app that's coming on the market automatically just features that. What is it about the app that you guys have created and developed that kind of differentiates yourselves and sets you apart from, obviously it's coming from the standpoint of a food trucker, so that's one advantage. But tell us about all the features of the app itself.
So from the start, 3.5 years ago, it was a location app, right? So that's where it started. What it is now is more than that. But yeah, from the location standpoint, we understand from an operator standpoint, you don't have much time to do all these things. You don't have the time to post on a Facebook, on a Instagram and Twitter and all the other 20 different media platforms. You don't have time to return texts when people are asking when you're out and reply to emails that you're going to be out today or later tomorrow, whatever. So on the app, all it takes is a tap of a button. If you got your phone on you, and everybody's got a smartphone these days, if you got data, everybody's got data or Wi-Fi at least, then you tap a button, it finds your location with GPS, even more accurate than an address. It sends out automatically push notifications to everybody nearby in town that's got the app. It actively tells them, hey, look, we're open, we're nearby, here's everything we are. Like, that is our core and our fundamental. I mean, this is a marketing platform that we built.
Right.
That key aspect, just actively going after your customer and another food truck's customer and another person that has downloaded the app because they love food trucks. That's what gets it.
Gotcha. So it's gone from geolocating to marketing, but now I understand you guys are going to start to implement, or you are implementing, to go type scenario for food trucks. Is that something that you guys are doing right now? I mean, tell us a little bit about what the plans are.
Yep, that's live already. Mobile ordering. So we saw, that was already on our roadmap. But when COVID hit, we were like, geez, I see billboards and placards everywhere and signs and Sharpies and everything all over these food trucks saying call and text me and email me your orders. And Jesus, I don't know how anybody made that work at all, because you don't have the staff to sit there and answer phone calls all day and describe to people your menu. That's not how you sell something.
Right.
Just telling them what it's about. Shoot, you got to have a picture, a menu with pictures, let them order it easily. You got to track all this stuff. And if you got 10 people inside your food truck because they're taking phone calls, you're doing something wrong. So we jumped on it. Right in April, we said, look, we got to stop everything else that we're doing, and we got to make mobile ordering work. So we looked around at all the POSs that were out there that we could integrate with. Square is the most predominant one that we saw out there from our surveys to food trucks. So we went right to work integrating with Square, making mobile ordering right through our system through Square. It's so easy. All you do is you log into Square through our app, and it's done. Everything's synced. You don't need new hardware. You don't need new software. You don't need new nothing. We pull everything from your existing POS and make it available to the customer. And it all gets routed through your own account. So we're not a middleman in any of that like Uber Eats and some of the other big guys are. We don't control your money. It's your money. It's your business. We're just here to help you make it.
So you're saying that if in my Square system, I have all my entrees, appetizers, desserts, drinks, everything already broken up, priced out, got the pictures with them on you're pulling in all that data.
All of it. Every single bit. And a lot of,
Yeah. So
Go
now my online menu now on your platform is going to look exactly similar or very similar to my POS system that I use in my food truck.
Bingo.
Nick, I got a question for you because I sit at a regular spot Monday through Fridays, Monday through Saturdays through the winter time. Okay. And
All right.
one of the apps that I really tried. It's a really good app. It's a really good concept. It's good, but they had a problem with being able to print tickets off of their app from our POS system. So we use Square. Okay. Now, since the winter time has come, we've been getting a lot of our customers that have been asking us if we do delivery. Okay. So I guess my question to you is that does this app make it? I think you spoke on previously about making it compatible with Square, but if somebody wanted to go on your app, if I wanted to put your app on my menu, can somebody log into www.ajscheesesteak.com and they could put an order in, and then it would give me an alert. It would print off the ticket. It would show them the menu. Does it provide the drivers? What is the actual commission of it, and how long does it take to actually accept the order, so I can tell my customers that their order's ready, they can come pick it up, or the driver can deliver? How does that work?
So we don't do delivery.
Okay.
Right. So you order through the app, come pick it up.
Gotcha.
If the food truck offers delivery, like if you got your own delivery guy and you hand it to him and you send him on his way, all for you.
Gotcha.
We don't stop you from doing that. We encourage it if you got it, but that's an expensive and time consuming process to do.
Gotcha.
We facilitate the orders coming through. An easy way to think about this is we are Square. So the mobile ordering aspect of our app is Square, just with a different skin on it.
Okay.
Whatever your Square can do, our app will do as far as taking orders.
Will it print that ticket out
through us? It shows up on your Square. Absolutely. If your existing Square is set up to print tickets, ours will print tickets.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try this tomorrow.
All your existing Square settings is exactly the way that our app already works.
You'll be like the third truck.
So I'm gonna cut to the chase, because this is the one thing all food truckers want to know, and because they get bombarded with multiple apps all the time. What's in it for you guys? How do you make your money? That's the first thing they're going to want to know.
I like your style, son.
Yeah,
it's true.
Let's cut to it, right?
I mean,
so
it's true.
We offer that free. And how do we offer that free? Because we charge a 99-cent fee to the customer. And these days, customers are used to way more than that for all those other third-party apps. So, and they like the convenience. They like to be able to order from home or skip the line or avoid the cold or the hot or the rain or the snow or whatever it happens to be. They're much more than willing and happy to pay 99 cents to get that order in and to bypass all that. On the food truck side, it's free. You guys use it, do what you want, and make money with it. We offer upgraded memberships, a premier membership. We do discounted products and services on the back end, everything else that you might need for your business. And there are a couple of extra features in the app that you get as a premier member. But that's not even really our focus right now. Our focus right now is getting mobile ordering out, especially in this time with this need, and to getting growth of our platform. Obviously, the more food trucks that are on there, the more customers will be on there. And then the more the food trucks gain from it because of more customers. So it's a big, beautiful circle that's going on there. So that's where we are.
So the big thing then is to get downloads, consumer downloads, and to get kind of a level rise, if you will, of food trucks downloading and starting to use the app at the same time.
Yep, absolutely. So if each food truck, food trucks, when they go out, you guys should be doing 50, 60, 70 sales on a weekday, probably 100 plus on a weekend. If you,
well, it's wintertime in Cincinnati right now.
Want to get to be. And with WTF, that's where it should be. That's where it will be. When you can send out those marketing notifications and bring them out there, that's what it'll get to. But if you can get, if 20 food trucks, 30 food trucks, 100 food trucks in a city have access to that many customers on a regular basis and get a couple of downloads every day, that shared customer base is amazing. and you get discovered by new customers that never knew your business existed. And if they don't know your business exists, they're not looking for you. They can't find you because they're not hunting you down. So that's the key. So the first thing is when we got users on here, and the food trucks help with that, and you should, because you want more customers to find you. The more users on here, the more you'll get discovered as a food truck by more users or customers.
Yeah.
Do you guys build the menu, or do we have to build the menu on ourselves on the app?
Whatever your square already is what we do. I'm telling you, it's as simple as logging into your square through our app. There's no adding your menu out. There's no rebuilding it. There's no modifying it. There's no whatever your square already is. We pull all that. Gotcha. And that is a good question though, because a lot of food truckers don't have Square set up for online ordering. Some food truckers don't have Square set up really for themselves yet, right? They just type in like just a random food price, right? They write it down and then they go, oh, $8, ring it, and then swipe your card.
Yeah, it's a calculator.
Yeah, exactly, right? Now, we want this to work well for everybody. We want the customers to have a good experience placing their orders through our app, and we want the food trucks to have a good experience doing this. I am great at Square, setting up Square POS menu configurations and everything now. So what we do for any food truck out there that's on Square, that's going to integrate with our app for mobile ordering, I'll do a full free review analysis and I'll implement whatever you approve into your system. I've done a little over 100 so far. And sometimes we find things like tax rates that are wrong or inaccurate, taxes that aren't applied to items. I mean, I did one in October where we found an operator that whatever the configurations were, they were basically paying sales tax on their sales tax that they were already collecting and paying. So they were double taxing themselves. State and the county and the federal really love taking your money. So they're not going to tell you made an error. We found that so we worked it back. We did all the math for them. This was 2020 that we found the issue. So 2019, we backtracked all their taxes and all that. Found it was a little over $3,000 that they overpaid. And if they refiled, then they got that right back in their pocket. And they'd been in operation for 3 years. So hopefully they went back and refiled 2018 and 17 also, because that's a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Matt here uses it. So tell us, Matt, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't actually been open to use it yet, but I mean, I was here when Tony first started talking to you guys and downloaded it, and within an hour I was approved to use the app and just playing around. It was super easy to set up. Like I forgot I actually already had Square loaded onto it until you were pulling it up.
So you use the app.
I've never used it when I've opened, just playing around with it, just because Tony told me about it and we were seeing how it was. And so, I mean, like I said, I forgot I put Square on it. That's how easy it was. It
seems super intuitive. I just was now on here messing around, placing some orders on your food truck, and it seemed real easy to do. I mean, I wouldn't mind paying $1 for it as a foodie.
So how's that 99 cents passed on to the consumer? Do they have to pay $1 to have the app on their phone?
No, it's right in the bill. When I order food from Matt,
so it's 99 cents.
It's just a convenience
per transaction.
Which look, I
don't care. I do the same thing.
If I can find
too.
Matt,
it's a convenience
and place
fee.
the order with Matt.
Right.
That's way. I mean, it's so worth it.
No,
so.
that's a hell of a deal, actually. I mean,
and if I know that I know that Matt's not paying for it,
right? Like
that's a huge thing. You know, I know that he's not having to foot the bill for it.
Right.
Me as a foodie and as a guy that goes and finds food trucks, I'm happy that he doesn't have to pay. He already has to pay credit card processing and this and that and this and the other. So this is an awesome opportunity for them.
So
for food truck owners.
They can dial into, like, if they want to dial into AJC, they just put www.ajcheesesteak, or they have to go into the app and order it.
They have to go into the app.
Got you.
And we use the app and we focus everybody to the app. One, because it's a much easier experience. And two, because that's where they're going to be when they're going to be driving to you. That's where they're going to be when they get there. That's how we get them their notifications to know that their food is being ready, that their food is ready for pickup, that, hey, it's time to tip. If you forgot to tip and you love your food, here's how you do it. Because people don't drive around with laptops and desktops in their cars, right? So if they do it on the app, then we can get them to you easily.
With a lot of food trucks, if I'm sitting in a brewery tap room or something, I'd pay $1 just to not get up and walk outside and put the order in at the food truck and then have to walk.
No. Hey, you know what? That's a good idea.
Pay $1 for
That is a good idea because when you go to Westside, I don't know if you guys have been to Westside Brewer. I know you've been. Everybody here been to Westside Brewer, right? And it's so close, and people like to come out. You know, they come out, and I think that's an added. That's an added. I don't think we can get away with that in like the Monkey Bar or nothing like that. But
No. That's the exact opposite.
But you know what? I bet the breweries would be happy to pay that 99-cent convenience fee to keep that customer at the bar drinking for an extra 10 minutes.
I mean, a buck is. 99 cents is 99 cents. I mean, I think that's actually a really good idea. I mean. To really do that, I think that's a really good idea. That's something that it makes me want to explore because I'm seeing right here, he's playing with the app right now, and he got rock and roll on there, and it's like really easy to navigate around. And for us, we want to make it, we want to make it easier for our customers to be able to navigate through it. However, I personally, for me, I don't want to do it, but I might have to do it. I might have to download Grubhub. Because our customers I've been having a lot of people asking us within the last 2 weeks if we deliver because the weather is the weather is changing from the end of January, February, March. That weather pattern is changing. So, although this is good, but
what were your thoughts the other day when I posted that on our Facebook page?
Which one? The
delivery.
The delivery. Oh my God! I immediately signed up for it.
So
I immediately signed up for it. Immediately.
Let me ask you this. Can you build us an app designed for food truck deliverers?
No, it's a really good idea. No, he's on to something.
Our premise is this, and it's very simple. All of our food trucks that operate continuously throughout the winter really could benefit if they had somebody dedicated to deliver their food within a 3 to 5 mile radius of that food truck. So my thought process was this. We have all these food trucks that aren't running right now during the wintertime. Why don't we get those food truck owners and operators to help our fellow brethren out
to run
deliveries for their food trucks right now? And the food truck pays them a flat fee of $12 an hour. And then they get to collect whatever tips they make off of delivery for that hour. I added this shit up and I'm like, all right, so if I deliver 6 meals in 1 hour period, and I get on average $2 per person that I deliver to, I just added $12 to my other $12. That's $24 an hour. Food truck's going to be open for 4 hours. I could potentially make $100 to $120 a day for 4 hours delivering food for a friend of mine that owns a food truck. It's in my same industry.
Callers are welcome.
Yeah, callers are welcome. No,
in the wintertime, you might be making more money delivering than the food truck.
Yeah, you may not want to get back out on your truck. I think it's a great idea.
It's $12 an hour.
Food truck eats
30% off of Grubhub on a single $40 order. Start doing the math on that, and say you get 2 or 3 of those in a 2 hour period. You've already just paid for a delivery driver for 4 hours.
There you go, Nick. A second app for you. Tied to the
once you got that app up and running, let me know.
Don't forget about the.
I'll tell you this. This is what's great about integrating with Square, specifically in that respect. Square recently bought out Postmates. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. I don't know what they paid billions for it, right? So it is easier and possible for us to integrate Postmates into our system. They offer delivery, and it's within a certain mile range, just like you guys are saying. I think it's within 5 miles, and they offer that either the merchant, so the food truck, pays for it up front, or the customer pays for it up front, or it's split in some sort of combination. So we're looking at that, but really it depends on the demand and how many food trucks are on there doing mobile ordering and want the delivery option.
Every food truck in this country right now needs a delivery option.
Yeah, I think
if they want to be competitive.
You're right.
No, you have to.
I'm
You can
speaking
go-
from experience, bro. If I had a delivery option, I can increase my sales by almost 20%.
See, I already know what I'm doing on a side job on Friday night.
I'm dead serious. Like if I can get people hip to delivery, right? And I live on a college campus, so I live on Xavier. I live right probably about less than a mile from Xavier, right? My menu is specifically designed for college students, right? We sell cheesesteaks, wings, waffle fries, right? So students, look, if I can get a delivery and I can get people hip to that, I know I can kill them. When COVID first started in March, what we did was that we hired one person every day from the neighborhood, right? That lost a job, that got that was affected from COVID, and we hired them every single day to do deliveries for us, and it started to go really, really well, right? Somebody can make $50-$60 a day. They were fine with that because they can get food, they can pay a bill, they can do whatever. It went over well, but then all of a sudden, when everything opened back up, it died off everything. Just like the HOAs, they died off, right? And so I'm thinking now that I'm consistently busy now, if I can do that, I can probably add an extra $500 to my, revenue a day. If I can find somebody to deliver and I can get people to catch on. So if you can build us an app, going back to Tony, if you can build us an app that specializes in delivery for those trucks that operate throughout the winter time, I think you got something. And if you could charge a 5 or 10% commission, DoorDash charges a 30% commission, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you can charge it,
almost all of them flat out are 30%.
30%.
It's pretty ridiculous.
5 to 10% commission on that. People are willing to pay that. I watched somebody pay $9 to order to buy a small thing of macaroni and cheese from Lee's Chicken.
Yeah.
The other day when it only cost like $2.99 and they paid $9 for it.
And some of the stuff isn't good when it comes
And it's
out
not
the door.
even
By
good.
the time it gets
Right.
to your house, it's like.
So I think that if you can create an app that delivers for us, I know for a fact that I would use it. I know, and not only that, but it gives food trucks an opportunity to post up at other in other markets and gives them that opportunity to make money. So you now all of a sudden you got all of these clients coming in. Queen City Mobile Food Truck has what, 40 trucks?
42.
Almost 42 trucks now, right? Imagine that if you can get half of those trucks that are posted up every single day, all winter long, and you can generate a 5 or 10% commission for you charging 99 cents now for this. So you can generate a 5 or 10% commission for that. They'll pay that, right? Then you have the option.
We're charging nothing for this.
You're charging, you're literally charging nothing. But you have the added opportunity of actually having Queen City Mobile Food Truck not only promote that app, but bring it in all around Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana.
I mean,
trucks.
frankly, Ty, everyone, and I was telling Matt this before we got started, I don't understand why why food truckers aren't participating in every single possible food truck finder app that there is out there. If one springs up, they should be. I know you are. Yeah. But what I'm saying is there's no reason. Yeah, there's no reason not to.
But doesn't that come to?
But I pull this up and I only see 2 trucks in Cincinnati. I see Matt's truck.
No, because nobody knows about it yet. We're just not. This is why we're having him come on the show tonight so that we can introduce. But what I'm saying is, doesn't it become too difficult to manage 5 apps or 6 apps?
No. Because I'm gonna tell you why it isn't. It's because each app, what happens is this. Say like on what we use Street Food Finder. Now Street Food Finder will give you an alert. They'll send you an alert, right? It's just for pickup only. But if you are a truck and you know your unit, right? You don't download 10 apps. You may download 3 to 5 apps, right? Everybody's not going to go on that one app. You want to get all that, but you'll have the option of getting those alerts that will come in. Now you might have to hire some extra work if you're getting to work, but I think it opens up the market for an advantage for people to say, okay, if I don't have Grubhub, I have WTF. Mm-hmm. If I don't have WTF, I have, you could say W2F delivery, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's just to name a few, is Foodies, which we partner with and work with. There's now foodtruckeats.net.
Yep.
There's Street Food Finder. There's Food Truck Pub.
Yep.
Where's the food truck? I mean, and that's only a scratching of the surface if you start to get, but some of these that are being built right now don't function very well. What's the other one? Truck Bucks that we just looked at the other day?
They need some work done.
So they don't all function the way that they should. However, this particular app seems to be
It's super easy.
built.
It's
built
super
right.
easy. I just looked.
So,
at
are
it,
you
yeah.
guys doing all this coding and stuff yourself, or is this something that you're contracting out? Or are you building this? What's going on in the back end?
Yeah, we contract out the coding work. We have been working with a team since the start. That's great. And they handle everything that we need done for the coding work. And to go back a minute, I'd say if you have 10 different platforms in one city, it ain't going to work. That's why there's only Uber and Lyft. That's why there's only, and there's barely, Uber Eats and Grubhub, and all the other ones are barely fringe. That's why there's only Facebook and Instagram, and everything else is barely fringe that replaces it, right? So you're not going to be jumping on, as a food truck operator, you're not going to be jumping on 10 different platforms to mark your location. And customers aren't going to be using 10 different random platforms, right? They're going to use one that has the most amount of food trucks on it. And they're going to go, well, forget it. All the other ones have one or two, but I'm going with this one. And that's what our play is. Just, capture a market, whatever market we go into. And Kansas City isn't on our list of target markets, but Tony's brought us in, and I love the idea of coming to Kansas City, and to Cincinnati area.
Kansas City's cool too. I I like Kansas City. I was born there.
Go Chiefs.
We actually have another right now for the last couple of weeks. We've been talking to the Kansas City Food Truck Association. That's why I bring that up. But
that's good that you're doing that.
Or a group like you guys reaches out and go, hey, what do you guys do? I go, holy cow, I'd love to help. Can we invest hundreds of $1,000s in a marketing? Probably not until it becomes viable. But it's a free tool, and it's easy to use, and it works for you. If you can grow it yourself, go for it.
But what I'm telling you, Nick, is that I know this for a fact, that if you have an app, if anybody can perfect an app that can deliver from food trucks, right? Because in Cincinnati, there's a big market where food trucks are just sitting at regular locations, like brick and mortars. If there is an app that can deliver food from a particular food truck, right, and they don't charge the high commission costs, that app would do exceptionally well. I can almost put my wife and son on that one. I pay to have it. Yeah. No, I'm being serious.
Almost. That's the key.
Yeah. But because like me, I run at a location, right, where if you look February, okay, so in the next week or two, right, the temperatures are going to be in the 30s and 40s. As you go into February, it's Cincinnati is bound to get 1 or 2 bad weather days, right? Like we're going to get a week or 2 weeks of bad snow days, right?
Maybe.
Why would you say that?
It's coming. It's because I'm from Detroit, and it's inevitable, but it's going to come.
It doesn't snow in Kansas City,
right?
Yeah, sure.
But if you have a truck, if you have somebody that's in a particular, like Tony said, in a 3 to 5 mile radius, and it's their favorite truck, right? They're going to order from that truck. Not only that, I see that they want to support the small businesses. So they're like, okay, I'm not going to order from McDonald's. I'm not, like, in my area, I have McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC, Lee's Chicken, White Castle around me, right? I get a lot of customers that come to me because they want to support those small businesses. However, I have the hospital, I have Christ Hospital, the radio stations, I have all these different hospitals and businesses around me, CDK everywhere, right? Then they're always asking me, hey, do you deliver? It kills me to say, right now I don't. Yeah. Because I don't know whether or not I can continue that every single day. But if I can make a platform where people know that I deliver, oh my God, it might get to a point where I don't even have to do events throughout the year. I can stay where I'm at. I can order one of them sheds from a Home Depot and build that out.
Like that would have a great benefit.
Well,
at
if you're
the
gonna
hub
do that,
or-
then,
Yeah.
then you can use Grubhub and Uber Eats and all that.
Oh no, not at 30%. Hell no. I'd rather bend over and let you.
I got a question
Oh,
for you, real quick. How do you feel about, and how are they still in business? Yelp.
Well, I don't know how they're still in business. I'm not a reviews guy. I don't look into what I'm about to order, eat, or purchase based on reviews. I look at, I look at the menu and I give them a shot. How do I feel about Yelp? I think that anybody can comment, anybody can knock a competitor just in knocking a competitor, and sometimes some people think that they have, I don't know, a higher standard than what's true. Like, I don't want to say like elite Yelpers, but like some of these basic Yelpers, don't even know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then they'll knock your 20 years of chef training and say that it's the worst food that they've ever had.
Well, we're about to be the worst association in the country tomorrow because I think Yelp sucks.
First it was Google, now it's Yelp. Here we go.
That's okay.
I know, it's like the no holds
I hate to say that.
Like, if it's straight,
If you're mad about something,
yeah,
just
throw
go
people under the bus.
call.
They'll never blame us for not being honest.
Yeah, blame the black guy that's on the only black guy that's on here.
Can you be here next Tuesday?
I think reviews are good. There are a lot of people that like reviews. I think you have to verify those reviews, and that's actually something that we are working on for the platform. We allow people to favorite food trucks so that they can follow them better. But people love seeing reviews, and the way that we're going to do it is if you've ordered through the app, then you can review it. Otherwise, sorry, there's no way for me to verify that.
So we just had a comment on our YouTube page.
Uh-oh.
No, it's
What
actually
did you say?
it's actually a good idea, and I don't know how feasible it is for you to get code written for this, but when you look at a geographic location map, you see a number of trucks that are turned on if they're currently operating. It would be really cool if you had all the trucks that were on that app, but they're shaded out in a different color if they're not active.
Which is
I love that idea.
I'm looking at it.
That's
right
how
now.
it works already.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Let me write this down so Tony.
It would also be nice to have a little chip you keep in your truck, so you don't have to. So it's because right now wherever I go, that's where my food truck is.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
okay,
I'm not on my.
Off.
Yeah. So
Turn-
something like that
turn
would
your
sit in your
location
truck for you, so you wouldn't have to be with like if I'm at Kroger's, my truck's not at Kroger's.
Oh, but it's
but my
following
phone's
you.
at Kroger's,
Oh,
so
there you
they
go,
think
Nick.
my truck's at Kroger's.
There you
Nick.
go,
No,
Nick.
it
There
is
you go,
weird
Nick.
because I was at Milford.
That's not how it works.
I was literally.
We already got all those. Come on, 3.5 years we've been doing this. We got those things figured out.
No, literally.
You can-
Real talk, man. I
You
was
just
at
turn off?
in Milford. I know
We're just
you're
giving you a hard time,
Cincinnati,
Nick.
but
It's all right,
I
man.
was literally probably at a place. I had a lady. I was out at Milford, which is all the way out by Owensville, because we do Owensville a lot, right? And this lady called me and was like, "Where are you at today? I want to order." Right, and I had several orders. I was in Milford at the Centos. They was paying $15 a people for 150 people. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. But people were coming up. I had about at least 15 orders from people that were literally following us and wanting to know where we are.
Yeah.
So that's really a good idea. That-
How does your geo tracking work on your app right now?
So here's the truth. We don't track every move that you make because that is dangerous. Shoot, people are going to be coming to you in the gas station when you stop to take a bathroom break, right?
Yeah.
They're going to hunt you down
I need
as
a
a commissary as you're doing your prep. They're going to be knocking on your front door at midnight going, hey,
maybe
you
mamas.
forgot to turn your app off. Are you serving right now? I'm hungry. You're going to be like, shoot, I'm not serving right now. I'm turning that thing off and go home.
Right.
Side
So
chick.
you just turn you turn your locator on the app. Is that how it works?
You tap a button.
Okay.
That's all it takes.
So when you
you're
get to
open,
where
tap
you're
a
ready to
button, we
open up your
find where you
service
are.
window, you just tap a button.
Yep.
and then it turns
Or
on.
you can if you're not on the truck, like some operators just manage from an office, right? They send their people out there. If you're not on the truck, you can set the location with an address, or you can drag and drop the truck right on that map screen to exactly where the truck happens to be, if it's not where you are at that moment. And if you are with the truck and you set your location, and let's say you got to go grab, a bag of ice or some more chicken wings or something like that, it's not going to follow you around. We know where you set your truck. We're not chasing you around to Restaurant Depot and all that stuff.
All right, well,
your truck is there.
Well, we just taught Matt a lesson about your app, so now he's going to use that.
Now,
Matt, you can keep your wife and child. I got the fix.
Nick, you had said that the truck changes color, so it's gray right now for Matt's truck because he's closed right now. But I guess it turns like burgundy or something, or red when
turn it
it's on.
I'll open it up
Yep.
right now.
Okay, cool,
Bingo.
cool.
So does the
and as a user, as a customer, if you don't want to see all those trucks that are not open, you can do that in the settings.
Oh, okay, cool.
does the WTF logo change the color, or is it the?
It turns into a red truck.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So if he's live, it turns red. If he's
Yeah, if
closed,
he's
then it's
active.
gray.
Yeah.
Well,
so
see,
Mike,
it should
you were
be
saying
green
you're on
for
there,
open
Mike.
and red for closed.
You ain't on there, Mike.
Look, I just got a text. Look,
Like it
rock
just-
and roll.
See?
Open.
Yeah, hey.
So
So
you just got a
Everybody's a
text.
critic.
So
Why are they always picking on me?
Why is everybody always picking
Yeah,
on
and-
me?
No, that's what's up, man.
From a user side, it asks me
Yeah,
every
so
day
Matt
if
just
I'm
turned
open.
his truck locator, or just turned his truck on as if he's operating. Ty got a text on his phone saying, "Hey, Rock and Roll's food truck is open."
Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, so we have a bunch of food truckers that are listening to us tonight, and we'll be listening over the next week or so to this because a lot of them don't have time to tune in tonight. But give us the web address, give us all the details where they can download it, and give us that stuff.
Where's the foodtruck.com? And if you want to get the vendor app, just go to either app store, search for WTF vendor. It should pop up. It looks like a little food truck and a teardrop, direction marker location. When you got the vendor app, there's a button at the bottom that says get started. That's all you need. Just click get started. We'll make a profile for you. We'll get you all set up, get you out and running, and bring in more customers to your window right away.
And we'll add a link along with the WTF logo to the Food Trucker Magazine website. So you guys will always be able to find it there as well if you decide you want to go in that direction. And I think you guys are right. 4 or 5 of the key apps that work really well. I mean, if those feeds and those leads come in independently, and it's ding, 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 ding when you open your service window, that's all the better for you. Now, all we got to do is work on the delivery aspect.
And when I signed up for the app after I was approved, I got a nice little sticker pack and note from the company saying, "Welcome to. Here's some stickers for you to use to help get the app out there."
You sent out a packet of stickers to
Absolutely.
him?
They didn't send you shirts and our hats. That's kind of cheap.
He ain't sent me none.
I don't know what size shirts you guys are. Some of you guys might have big heads and little heads.
We'll work on the co-marketing together.
Awesome. Let's do this, guys. We're excited to be part of Cincinnati's growth.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on tonight, man. I appreciate it, and we'll be in touch.
Thanks for having us. Y'all take care.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Nick.
Bye.
So there you have it. There is one good app that you guys can download and start to utilize other than foodies, other than Street Food Finder. There are options out there for you guys to increase your business. And so go on to the app market. Where's the food truck vendor edition? And like I said, we will put a link up on the Food Trucker Magazine website so y'all can track that down too.
Well, it seems that we just dogged some other apps. I guess we're going to need that one right now.
Well, I mean, I have a, just a spot for the Foodies app because we've been working with them since they got up and running.
Yeah, you do.
I think it's a great app. I think it's going in different directions as far as integrating with Clover, which if you run a Clover system, and there's another reason for the app, that you might want to put on your truck. One might integrate with Square really well. One might integrate with Clover really well. One might integrate with Aptito, which many of you haven't heard of. which is another thing we'll be discussing on a future episode. So every week we're going to do a little segment on apps. This particular night took us an hour into that app scenario, which is kind of cool, because technology is a wonderful thing if you use it right.
Definitely.
We do have the social media class coming up on February 1st right here in the podcast studio, in which we are going to spend a day with a lot of our food truck operators and going over social media and how to maximize and capitalize on all of your social media channels. And so that's going to be here February 1st. If you haven't signed up, we will have a subsequent class probably in April. Obviously, we have limited space in the studio, so we can only fit 15 people, and those 15 people have already signed up. So February 1st class is closed. Sorry about your luck. You took too long. Now, the delivery scenario. Here's what pisses me off the most about we put that out there in our business group page, and there were 15 comments. Of those 15 comments, 14 of them were about how to get propane in Dayton. Saw by 40-something of our food trucks. Not one vendor came back. Not one of our food trucks came back and said anything. So,
are we talking about the truck bucks or
no, the delivery
concept? Yeah,
there was no feedback from anybody pertaining to that.
Well,
I guess they don't want it.
But that's what bothers me. You guys, you want help. You want it. You want experience. You want to make sure that your truck succeeds, but you guys got to ask the right questions. Like, it makes no sense for us to sit up here and continue to discuss issue after issue after issue, or if you're not tuning in or you're not asking the right questions. Like, this has nothing to do with propane. Propane is a separate issue.
I brought that up.
That's regardless. I mean, I'm just using it as an example, but
damn it, Bobby.
we have, I think the delivery system and the call-in system is a way for every truck and every restaurant for us to make to continue to make money, especially when you're running all year round, right? As I've said before, I don't think that we're going to go into a situation where we're going to be normal even throughout the summertime. I think we're going to go back to the same what we did last year: HOAs, bars, breweries, those things. So I think you just have to send in the right question, ask the right questions. You have experts here. You got people here in this organization that knows a lot about. I've learned so much. It's crazy that I'm actually, like, people are trusting me to mentor them now. Like, they listening to me, my advice now. Like, it's crazy. But I was kind of tutored by Tony and Scott and all of those guys. So when you have those kind of teachers, you create a successful business. AJ's Cheesesteaks is successful because I had the tutorship of these guys right here.
Yeah.
It's a brand name now because they've been able to keep my truck running year after year, even in the winter time where things really go wrong with trucks in the winter time. And so I just say, ask the right questions, but I always say no question is a wrong question. But if you feel like it's something that you don't know,
just respond.
Just
for
respond.
God's sake.
Yeah.
Interact, engage, and communicate. That's all you got to do, because you'll never realize what you might discover and find out. So, anyways, until next week, it is Foodtrucker Magazine live in the studio up here in Monroe, Ohio, and we will see you guys next Tuesday. We got a couple of other announcements we were going to try and get to tonight, but we are out of time, so we will touch base on those next Tuesday. We do have a couple more guests lined up next week that are going to pertain to the costs that are involved with delivery services. And then we are actually going to pursue setting up a program for helping food trucks get local delivery within a 3 to 5 mile radius.
That sounds like I'm going to be pretty busy.
I know it's something they need. I know it's something that has to happen for them to increase their revenue. And so we're going to pursue that and get something set up. So.
Definitely.
Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you all next week.
Peace,
love, and happiness. Treat each other right, and the end of the world will not come tomorrow. So just
exactly.
Rock and rolls.
Peace. AJ's Cheesesteaks.
Take us out.
All right.